Live from East Lansing, the Breslin Center, it's WCBN Sports, here for the biggest matchup in the history of the Michigan State women's basketball rivalry. Both teams top 15 while playing each other for the first time in their history. Both teams off to historic starts. Things have literally never been bigger. The stakes have never been higher. I'm Vihaan Easwar in color for this first half of the afternoon. Joined by my guy, Evan Anderson. How's it going, Evan?
Doing great. Happy to be here.
Absolutely. And, we're about a few minutes to tip off here. Both teams running out pretty much who we'd expect. We're going to quickly run through the starters real quick. For Michigan, you have a lineup of 4 guards and a forward, as has been the staple of Kim Barnes-Rico's time with the Wolverines. Olivia Olson, Mila Holloway, Brooke Quarles-Daniels, Sally Swords, and Ashley Suffolkanich. For the Spartans, Rashonda Jones, Jalen Brown, Kennedy Blair, Grace Van Sluten, and Ina Sotelo. These are pretty similar lineups to what these two teams ran out last season, have been running out all season. And this is, like I said, it is hard to overstate the scale of this matchup. This really is as big as this rivalry has ever been. Obviously, this has been a very hotly contested contest in the realm of men's basketball for years now, but it's very rare that these two teams have both achieved this level of prominence in women's basketball, with Michigan State Spartans head coach Robin Freilich turning around the program in the last 2 seasons, bringing them to back-to-back NCAA tournament bids. Both teams exited in the second round of the tournament last season, and this year both teams are off to historic starts their season, with Michigan sitting at 18-3 overall, 9-1 in the Big Ten. Michigan State sitting at 19-2 overall, 8-2 in the Big Ten. Undefeated here at the Breslin Center, where they have consistently had the advantage over the Wolverines historically. Evan, what are some things that you're looking out for in this game?
First off, you did say it best. This is a historic matchup. Nothing better about this matchup. Both teams, it just seems like kind of on a collision course for each other. Like you said, both having historic seasons. Both Michigan and Michigan State are having their best. Michigan is tying their best season record with, and MSU is actually about to break their best season record this season. So both are on a collision course for each other. Like you said, normally the Breslin Center gives the upper hand to MSU, but last year Michigan picked up its first win in the Breslin Center. So Michigan's going to be looking to kind of continue that trend here in the Breslin Center. MSU undefeated at home. I think the big difference here is going to be the level of competition and adversity that both these teams have faced. It goes against MSU in this area, because MSU, this is their first top 10 matchup of the season, whereas Michigan has played teams like UConn and Vanderbilt. Michigan has been a little bit, and granted they did lose those games, but they played well. It's been a little bit, Michigan has been a little more decent this season, so I think that coming into this game, they're a little bit more battle-loaded. But it's the Breslin Center, it's MSU basketball. They're still going to be elite in this contest.
Yeah, and Michigan, obviously, for a lot of the season, the production has gone through its 3 guards, like it has for last season. Their trio of sophomore guards, Olivia Olson, Mila Holloway, Sally Swords. What do you think Michigan's 3 Musketeers need to do today in order to secure victory?
I think they just need to shoot the ball well, get open looks, make good shots. I think sometimes where Michigan has either fallen behind the defense or lost some of the sloppy games, they've been forcing shots too much and not taking good looks. I think they just got to make sure you're open. And if you get a good look, take it. You don't need to overthink it. Don't overcomplicate it. But against this MSU team who is really prolific at defense, you do not need to try and force a shot, because it's just going to end up going against you.
Yeah, absolutely. As we are getting closer and closer to tip-off here, it's a packed Breslin Center, always one of the loudest venues in college basketball, men's or women's, no matter who's playing here. Michigan State, this school loves its basketball, strong basketball culture, one of the strongest in the Big Ten, and you just expect this arena to be sold out, especially if for this game against the heated rival Michigan Wolverines.
Starting lineups coming out on the court. We are moments away from tip-off here in East Lansing. Michigan in their all-navy, all-blue uniform, sorry, with the maize numbers on. Spartans wearing their all-white uniforms. This stadium is packed today. We are almost at capacity, and it is going to be a rowdy one.
Yeah, as we are getting ready for tip-off, at this point, you're going to hear a lot more of Evan's voice than you're going to hear of mine. He will be taking you through the play-by-play action. I'll be in to interject
Tip-off looks like it's going to be Grace Van Sluten versus Olivia Olson this time around. The refs waiting for the call to go. There you go, cheerleaders coming off the court. We are right about ready for game time. Number 13, Michigan State. Number 9, Michigan. Everyone here is anticipating this game. And here comes the tip. MSU wins the tip. That's going to be Ines Sotelo with the ball, passes it to Kennedy Blair. Kennedy Blair dribbling to the corner. Looking for an outlet in Sotelo. Sotelo now in the corner, guarded by Olivia Olson. Under the hoop, gets an outlet into the corner to Brown. Brown passes back inside to, that is Grace Van Sluten. Now back to Ines Sotelo, drives to the basket, goes for the layup, and makes that. It's going to be 2-0 for the MSU Spartans. Now Michigan with the ball. It's going to be Mila Holloway, guarded by, that looks like Jalen Brown. Now Silas Swords, guard at the top of the key, passes to Olivia Olson on the wing. Dribbling, looking for passes. Lots of motion here in the paint. Now Olivia Olson still at the top of the key, guarded by Grace Van Sluten. Ashley Sofakanik with the ball at the top of the key. Now Silas Swords takes a three from the wing, misses off the backboard, gets the rebound though. Nice rebound.
And that's the advantage that having Ashley Sofakanik and having her take on a much bigger role for this Wolverines team has proven in the past few weeks. She gives them that extra bit of size, the ability to potentially play at the dunker if needed.
Grace Van Sluten now with the ball in the corner. Gives it back to Blair, who's also now on the wing. Passes inside to the paint to Grace Van Sluten, guarded by Silas Swords nicely. Was trying to find Brown on the wing, but intercepted a little bit by Olson. MSU takes the possession. Brown goes up for a nice contested layup and makes that. Olivia Olson now on the inbound to Mila Holloway. She is guarded by Rashunda Jones. Driving hard to the basket, goes up and does not get the layup to go in, but it's going to be, looks like MSU ball.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be look like an out of bounds there. I think Holloway might have extended her step a little bit too much and just slightly dotted the ball over the line. Yeah,
Mila Holloway was driving hard into the basket. I think the momentum just kind of carried it too much, put a little bit too much on the layup. Ines Sotelo now gets it back into Blair into the paint, goes up for the layup, and makes that. MSU is on a little bit of a run here at the beginning of the game. They've made a basket on every one of their first possessions here in this first quarter. Mila Holloway now taking, gets it to Olivia Olson. Motion around the top of the key. And Brooks Rose Daniels. Silas Swords on the wing. He's driving hard along the baseline, goes up for a mid-range jumper. That's not going to fall. MSU gets the rebound, but then it's stolen back by Michigan. Dudley goes up, makes the layup. Nice little layup there for Kendall Dunley off the bench.
Yeah, we're already seeing Kim Barnes-Rico's propensity to kind of make the most of a 9-woman rotation.
Tough layup there by Rashunda Jones. Could not get it to go. Looks like just jump ball now on the rebound. And that is Michigan's possession off the jump ball. And Barnes-Rico yelling at her team. Always plays with intensity. Always coaches with intensity, I should say. Silas Swords. MSU's running a little bit of a high press, but Michigan is able to beat it a little bit well. Mila Holloway now into the paint. Gets it back to Olivia Olson at the top of the key. She's going to drive up, stop short for a mid-range jumper. Makes that. 6-6 now Michigan. They've tied the game in the first quarter. Kennedy Blair now driving hard to the basket. Quick little outlet pass that was Ines Sotelo. Nice play there by the Spartans. She drove hard to the basket there.
Yeah, Michigan State finding a lot of open looks right now. Michigan's press kind of leaving them a little bit vulnerable in transition.
Definitely for sure. It's Olivia Olson now guarded by Ines Sotelo. Tries to get it past the Dudley, but it gets stolen by, it was Grace Van Sluten, who then misses the layup. MSU fans want a foul here, but not going to get one. Dudley now taking it in transition, drives hard to the basket. Her layup does go. Michigan ties the game now at 8.
Seeing a good bit of hustle there by Dudley to make it all the way to the basket, kind of throw Van Sluten off her game by filling the space, and then driving all the way other way for the layup.
Blair now driving, defended well by Mila Holloway. Interesting confusion there. The ball looked to get tipped away. They didn't want to get it backcourt, and that's going to be a nice, easy layup for Mila Holloway as MSU was hesitant to pick up the ball there. pass out to Macy Brown, open in the corner. Makes that three in the corner. Again, like you said, the Michigan press coming back to beat them a little bit. They didn't have someone in the corner guarding Jalen Brown, and she makes her three. Holloway guarded well by Rashunda Jones. Finds Silas Swords at the top of the key. She's got to get going if Michigan wants a chance here. Just like that, she shoots a three, but it's a little bit short. Michigan's going to grab the rebound, though. Mila Holloway gets it back to Brooks Carls-Daniels along the wing. She's going to drive into the paint. Nice spin move to get a shot up over, that was Kennedy Blair. That was a nice shot to get over the height of Kennedy Blair there. Nice pass inside. Jalen Brown yet again. Looks like Arico's going to call timeout here. Like you were saying, that was another possession in a row where Michigan's high press coming back to bite them a little bit. They had a lot of players in Michigan State half of the court, and all it took was 2 passes to beat that press, and you had Jalen Brown wide open under the hoop.
Yeah, and I think you're especially seeing a bit of vulnerability in the interior. You're seeing a lot of space open in the paint, and I think you've had a full court offensive press going, which is good in terms of getting Michigan back to the basket. But the downside of that is that just a quick pass or a quick turnover, and then suddenly you're defending 2 on 5. You're defending 2 on 4, 2 on 5 in your own end of the court.
I mean, and that was like 3 possessions at these last 3 possessions before the timeout. It looked like it was the same thing every time. I mean, you had Jalen Brown wide open here on this left corner. This time she decided to cut towards the basket to get that easy layup, but before that it was the 3 wide open in the corner. So we're just definitely going to be looking at I don't think you abandon the press yet. I think the press has really helped Michigan this whole season and kind of putting away teams and stifling momentum. But I think you definitely have to reevaluate how you're playing this press, because so far MSU has done a really good job about beating it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it hasn't even really taken much exertion on their end. It's mostly just been, just quick passing. You haven't really needed to even drive in. As shown that when Van Sluten kind of had to drive in, she ended up losing the ball there. That's not really a familiar position from the Spartans so far. I think offensively things are working out just fine for Michigan. I mean, it's a 13-12 game. Michigan could have and you also have to factor in Michigan State is shooting on high efficiency at the moment.
They are.
On the moment, but you just have to you just have to assume that if Michigan can tighten its defensive structure, as I'm sure Kim Barnes-Rico is doing in that timeout, that maybe their press doesn't come back to beat them so easily.
Yeah. Exactly. And Michigan's still shooting 60% from the field. I mean, they're not, by no means is the offense not working. They got a couple layups that were unlucky not to go. Silas Swords so far this game 0 for 2 from the 3. That'll be a key for Michigan, is to get her hot, because once Silas Swords is hot from 3, I mean, it's hard to stop this offense when she is on it from beyond the arc.
Yeah.
Now we're coming out of this timeout.
Thank you for everyone who's spending your Sunday afternoon with WCBN Sports, wherever you're tuning in from. We got 20 concurrent viewers, if that's you. Very much appreciated. 64 views in total. Happy to be here. There's no other place I'd rather spend my Sunday afternoon other than, of course, maybe Chrysler Center for a home game. Michigan's...
The atmosphere here in Breslin, though, is something.
Michigan basketball's already had some luck in this very building on Friday night, walking in and beating the Michigan State men's basketball for the first time since, I believe, 2018.
Yep. And how lucky are we to have another ranked matchup between these two schools in this arena? I mean, it's just such a time to be allowed to be a men's or women's basketball fan for either of these two universities.
Or a hockey fan, as
that
both schools are ranked number 1, number 2
too.
in the country. Duel in the D coming up next week.
Yep. All right, we're waiting for the inbound here. It's going to be Olivia Olson inbounding. Michigan State also running a little bit of a high press. They have a lot of players up here. Gets it into Mila Holloway. The dribbling pass half court. Was able to get to the other side nicely. Stell Foss now in the game. Gets it to Silas Swords in the corner. Back into Olson. Nice pass there. Did not get the mid-range jumper to go. Rattled around the rim. Kennedy Blair now taking the other way for Michigan State. Finds Brown in the corner. Back to Kennedy Blair now in the paint. Goes up for a tough layup. Did not get it to go. Again, they want a foul. Not going to get it. Mila Holloway taking it for Michigan. Gets it back out to Olivia Olson. Looked like she was going to pull there for a second. Now she's going to jump from mid-range. Gets that one to go. Nice little mid-range open shot there. Now Del Foss on the high press versus Rashunda Jones. She's able to get it to the perimeter. Now back to Ines Sotelo. She's going to make a cut inside. Grace Van Sluten now, guarded by Ashley Stofakanik. Goes up, Gets the foul and the bucket and one. That's a tough bucket there for Grace Van Slooten as she was guarded by Ashley Sofakanik, who's been exceptional on defense this season. Looks like it might have been actually Olivia Olson that might have fouled there.
Yeah, on offense, what you're really seeing work for Michigan is the mid-range. You haven't really seen them try and take too many looks from outside the arc, just because, obviously, a lot of that owes to Michigan State's defensive structure, but Michigan's has had a lot more success from mid-range than...
Yeah. Gets the free throw to go. A three-point play for them. Mila Holloway now with the ball. Double teamed, but was able to beat that by getting myself outlet pass to Olivia Olson. Gets at the Style Swords. Switches the court to Delphos. Gets fouled, but does not make the layup, but she will shoot too. Yeah, I like this. Olivia Olson on that previous possession had an open look from three, but decided not to go for it. And then, made it up for it by then making a little bit of a long, like a 15, 16-footer for two. Delphos will shoot two. Dudley checks into the game. Ashley Sofakanik checks out. And we are hearing it from the crowd on this free throw. Does not get the first one to go. Bounced off the front of the rim. Michigan has made 6 of their last 8 field goals. Gets the second one to go. It'll be 16-15. Spartans up. Again, Michigan pressing high. Rashunda Jones guarded by Olivia. Double team now by Olivia Olson and Silas Swords. Now Delphos and Olivia Olson double teaming. Chucks the ball up. Could not get it to go. Dudley now with the steal. Looks like he's going to take an easy layup. Does not make it, but gets fouled in the process. See, that is definitely. I think they ran that play up maybe in the time up where they're doing high pressing, and this time it worked out. You had good switch offs there. I think is what the big key was. I think previously in the first quarter they weren't rotating well, they weren't switching well, but on that one you saw Delphos come up from high and Olivia Olson go and press and get the steal there.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Misses the first free throw. And Dudley for the second one. Gets the second one to go. It'll be 16-15 now. Oh, 16, pardon. Michigan pressing again. Rashunda Jones, guarded by Silas Swords. Olivia Olson now rotates over to double team. They were to beat it, though. Grace Van Slooten now at the logo. Dribbling over to her left, guarded by Olivia Olson. Puts it around to Rashunda Jones. She's going to drive to the basket. Quick pass to Kennedy Blair. Back out to Brown on the wing. Open look for three. Did not get it to go. Bounce off the back of the rim. Mila Holloway taking it out. Michigan now with numbers and pushing. Gets it to Olivia Olson in the corner. Pass inside to Dudley in the paint. Nice couple post moves. Could not get it to go. Could not get the rebound. Was out of bounds. Looks like it'll be MSU ball. Delphos was looking for possession there, but I think it went out on her.
Yeah, and last time this game was played at Breslin, I do recall it getting a little bit chippy in terms of some fouls, some contact. Yeah. That's usually how these games tend to go in any sport.
And any sort of rivalry game, we do get some. Delphos now. Back to the other corner. It's going to be Ines Sotelo driving hard to the rim. He's able to make that layup past Olivia Olson. MSU on the press. Both teams pressing a ton this first quarter. Olivia Olson able to beat the press, dribbling now. Takes a three from the left wing. Could not get it to go. Bounce to the back of the rim. Great rebound there by Delphos to get in there. Stolen away by Rashunda Jones now. Now Michigan State. Here comes the Spartans. Rashunda Jones driving hard to the basket. Goes up. Fouled by Delphos. Or it looked like she will shoot too. More free throws here for the Spartans. As Jalen Brown checks out, it'll be Sala Sambalic checking in. Rashunda Jones makes the first free throw. 19-16, Spartans up. Second free throw also goes. 20-16, Spartans up. We got a little over 3 minutes left here in the first quarter.
Yeah, Michigan State scoring, averaging about 1.25 points per possession, scoring on 56.3% of their shots. Just continuing a quarter of great offensive efficiency from them.
Efficiency has been incredible. Had a couple substitutions. At the next break, we'll list them off for you. Mila Holloway now driving into the paint. Off-ball foul, looked like maybe an illegal screen. It's going to be a turnover. Michigan State will have the ball now. Solis Mbalic now guarded by Delphos, double team by her and Silas Swords. Was able to get it out to Ines Sotelo. Stolen away there by Dudley. This press is starting to work. This second part of this first quarter, this high press has really started to work. These double teams have been given problems to these MSU guards.
Yeah, and I think whenever Dudley's been on the court, I think she's been a big part of why that defensive she is working, especially putting her in a double team or even in a single team has really worked out in terms of sort of the space that she creates for herself and shuts out for whoever she's guarding.
Exactly. Brooks Cross-Daniels now with the ball, looking for some screens. Silas Swords along the wing, cannot get that three to go. MSU now, looks like it was off-ball foul. A little bit of a hard contact between Solis Mbalic and Mila Holloway. Gets up fine, though. Yeah, I like that you mentioned Dudley. It's not even necessarily that she's part of the double teams. It's been looking like she's been the spy almost, where they have double teams farther up court, and she's been kind of at the logo watching, and she's been watching the eyes of the person with the ball and kind of taking away. She's almost playing like a safety, like in football. She's been kind of watching to take away any outlet passes that might be there. Now, Kenny Blair drives hard to the basket. Could not get her rebound to go. Sorry, you were saying?
Yeah, love the use of the QB spy term and the safety, because that's kind of the exact comparison I have in mind. You know, maybe not getting in on every play, but just kind of watching any potential leaks.
Mila Holloway there with a bucket. A little mid-range jumper over Grace Van Sluten. Now double team on Sambalic again. We're able to ball rolling around. It's going to be a jump ball, it looks like. And it'll be Emmett. Oh, they're actually not calling it a jump ball. Now they correct it. Yep, it'll be a jump. Initially, they hadn't called it a jump ball for MSU, but now MSU will get the possession, I believe. Again, double team working. I think that was Dudley who got the steal on there. Pardon me. Michigan Wolverines have the ball. Neil Holloway now taking it from the logo, guarded by Rashunda Jones. Gets it inside to Brooks Cross-Daniels. Lots of screens going on. Silas Swords again from three. This time makes it from the left wing. Michigan needs that. Rashunda Jones taking up the court with pace. Didn't even give Michigan a chance to press. Getting grabbed by both Delphos and Brooks Cross-Daniels. Good defense there by the two of them. That's a good strategy there by Rashunda Jones. These past couple of possessions, Michigan's high press has given them issues, and so instead of letting the Michigan players get up and press, she sprinted down the court with the ball, preventing the press from even having a chance to come to fruition.
It's worth noting that Michigan State's scoring efficiency stats, specifically points per possession and shooting percentage, have been dropping off with each progressing possession since about like halfway through this quarter.
Grace Van Sluten now in the paint. Gets it out to Ines Sotelo. Spin move, gets it back to Grace Van Sluten. Turnover, though. They were able to tip the ball around. It's Brooks Cross-Daniels now with the ball at the top of the key. Looks like there's an off-ball foul on Silas Swords as she was trying to make her cut and get open. Ashley Sofakanik coming in and checking Dudley out. Olivia Olsen also coming back in. Taking Silas Swords out. I want to make sure she stays out of foul trouble there. I believe that's her second. A little over a minute enough to play here in the first quarter. Michigan's up 21-20. Nice move there by Brown to beat the double team. Ines Sotelo switches over to Rashunda Jones. Drives hard into the basket. Could not get that rebound, the layup to go. Great rebound there by Brooks Cross-Daniels. Now Mila Holloway going to take an open three, and she's going to make that wide open on the wing. A little bit of a miscommunication there on defense for the Spartans. Ines Sotelo now double teamed by Delphos and Olivia Olsen along the sideline. Was able to get it out to Rashunda Jones, fouled by Mila Holloway along the perimeter.
Michigan's starting to take a lot more looks from three as the quarter is worn on. I won't say that they've abandoned that mid-range jumper that they were patenting so much the first half of the quarter. It's just more so that something else has started to work for them more.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like they've been designing a couple more plays to get open from the three. That the Silas Swords three that she made earlier, I mean, that looked like that was off of an inbound, I believe, and she was able to get open off a couple cuts. And as the first free throw goes for Rashunda Jones. It's also really the press so far these past 5 minutes has been incredible here for Michigan. Second free throw also goes for Rashunda Jones. She's got 4 now. Silas Swords now taking up the court, guarded by Jalen Brown. tries to get a little pass out to Olivia Olson. It's going to be Michigan possession as the ball got tipped around out of bounds. It's going to be out of bounds on Ines Sotelo. They're trying to set up a little screen and hand off for Olivia Olson, but great defense there by Jalen Brown to tip the ball away. Now Olivia Olson off the inbound, guarded by Ines Sotelo on the logo. Gets it to Silas Swords along the wing, guarded by Rashinda Jones. Couple cuts. Gets it to Ashley Stokanic inside, makes one miss. Could not get to go. Rebound there, nice physical rebound by Del Frost. She gets fouled on her way back up to put back. That was a nice move by Ashley Stokanic to get open and potentially get a layup there. Just couldn't get it to fall.
Yeah, I think you're seeing a lot of those sort of combinations work out a little bit more in the second half of the quarter. It's less that Michigan are relying on one player to get open rather than trying actually getting some plays together.
Yes, that's for sure. There's been a lot more cuts, a lot more screens. You're seeing a ton of off-ball movement where on the complete opposite end of the court you have a screen to get someone open, and that's definitely been working a little bit more in these past 5-6 minutes. As Del Frost makes one of her 2 free throws, the second one that is. Now, MSU inbounded the ball. Kennedy Blair taking up the court, guarded by a nice little steal there by Olivia Olson. Gets it into Brooks Charles-Daniels. Press working again, Olivia Olson. They're slowing it down. This will be the last possession here of the first quarter. 6 seconds left. The Silas Swords is driving to the bucket. Looks like she might have gotten not fouled. It just stripped away as she was going up for the layup. MSU ball here with 2.7 seconds left in the first quarter. See if they have enough time to run. Maybe not with Michigan's high press. Rashinda Jones taking it up. Goes for a half-court shot off the top of the backboard. We saw a complete turnaround there from the Michigan press and Michigan defense to make them up 25-22 here after the end of the first quarter. What have you seen so far, Vihaan?
Absolutely, yes. And I think we've seen Michigan just kind of really excel at making a mid-game adjustment. I think that timeout changed a lot for Michigan.
And it's almost like a flip switch after that timeout.
Yeah, I think honestly we've talked a lot about the press, but it's really been working dividends so far. I think early on Michigan kind of worked kind of at a full court offensive press at the risk of not being able to get back fast enough transition. And now, like you mentioned, I think we're seeing a transition to, there's a bit more of a defensive press, but there's also just in the offense, we're kind of seeing like rather than just a full court press and then taking advantage of those mid-range looks, you're seeing a lot more, screens and like drawn up plays to just kind of get like 2 or 3 players open and moving the ball a little bit. We've also seen them really plug the hole in the interior. Michigan State has not had a lot of success in that range since the timeout. I think it's been a fantastic quarter of basketball on both ends. Like as things stand, we are heading towards a combined final score of 188, which would be I don't expect that to hold, but that would be absolutely electric.
No, it would be lovely
if it does happen. But I think it's definitely been a quarter defined by those by adjustments, and we're going to see if Michigan and Michigan State are both going to kind of run the same schemes that have mostly worked out well for both teams, or if we're going to continue to see a little bit more tweaks.
Yes, it definitely has been. I think it's kind of been a little bit streaky because the first half of this first quarter looked like it was mostly Michigan State, but now look at here, Michigan State hasn't made a field goal in the last 3.5 minutes. So this latter part of the first quarter, it was all Michigan. So let's see out of this break in between quarters what adjustments the Spartans make to try and get back in this game and prevent Michigan from gaining some more momentum. Yeah, I will say they've been doing an excellent job. The Spartans have been doing an excellent job of getting offensive rebounds, not so much on the defensive end. And Michigan they've been shooting a lot and going for driving hard into the paint, going for rebounds, and it just seems like they keep getting their own rebounds and giving them second chance points. That would be a big focus, I think, for these Spartans, just to prevent Michigan from scoring second chance points.
Absolutely, yes. And just quick run on the stats for today. Top scorers for Michigan State, Jalen Brown at 7 points. On Michigan's end, it's Mila Holloway at 7 points. Mila Holloway all over the stat sheet to start off this quarter. 7 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist, which kind of lines up with what we've seen. Fantastic game from her so far. For Michigan State, we've also seen Rashinda Jones, 1 rebound and 3 assists. She's been a great all-around quarter of basketball, despite, the relative quietness of Silas Swords, regarded for good reason Michigan's offensive engine. She's only had the 1 3-pointer.
Yep. And another thing to note is Michigan has attempted 6 3-pointers, whereas Michigan State has only attempted 2, both being from Jalen Brown, with 1 being made. So it definitely looks like they're looking for more passes inside, cuts inside to get quick rebounds, some mid-range floater jump shots. that sort of thing. So we'll be interested to see if Michigan State tries to get a little bit more open looks from 3 to match kind of, because Michigan has started to be a little bit more prolific from 3 with 3 from Neil Holloway and Silas Swords in the past 5 minutes.
Yeah, the 2 for 6 from 3 is maybe slightly misleading considering that it's skewed towards the beginning of the game.
Yeah, for sure. Brooks Charles-Daniels now at the elbow. Gets out the Silas Swords on the other elbow. Back to Olivia Olson from the wing. Guarded there by Sotelo. Fakes a shot. Gets out to Brooks Charles-Daniels along the wing, guarded by Rashunda Jones. Good defense here from MSU to start the quarter. They're going to call travel on Brooks Charles-Daniels. Great defense there by Rashunda Jones. She calls her to stumble a little bit. They've turned up the defense so far in these first 30 seconds of the second quarter. Michigan again with the high press. Kennedy Blair guarded by Delphos and Olivia Olson. MSU's able to beat it though, and this Sotelo gets it to Grace Van Sluwen in the paint, drives hard to the basket, could not get it. Rebound by Ashley Sofakanik. She's going to give it to Silas Swords, take it up the court. She's just passing the logo. Guarded by Jalen Brown. Finds Delphos along the other wing. He's now guarded by Ines Sotelo. Looking for Sofakanik down low. Able to get there. Finishes the layup. Great pass by Delphos and great finish by Sofakanik.
Yeah, last season the Michigan team kind of struggled for a natural big, playing a very guard-centric lineup. This season we've seen Sofakanik kind of take over that big role that Michigan tried to get Yulia Grabowskaya last season into.
Speaking of bigs, another rebound there for Ashley Sofakanik as Grace Van Sluwen misses her layup in the paint. Silas Swords now. Driving to the basket, stops short, looking for an outlet pass, finds Olivia Olson down under. Cannot get the rebound, the layup to go. Looks like it might have been swatted a little bit there by Grace Van Sluwen. Now Rashunda Jones taking it. Finds Kennedy Blair. Guarded nicely by Silas Swords along the perimeter of the three-point line. Looking for some cuts. Jalen Brown comes. Top of the key now. Guarded by Silas Swords. She's going to drive in there. It might have been, look at it, a foul on Silas Swords. Silas Swords has to be careful. She has a couple fouls now so far in this first half. Both teams shooting right around the same percentage. Michigan 52 from field goal. Michigan State 50%. Inbound now. Rashunda Jones gets it out to Kennedy Blair. Swings it over to Emma Shoemate. Kennedy Blair now with the ball. Behind the back, spin move. Working on Brooks Charles-Daniels. Goes up for the layup, does not get it. Will be fouled along the way. It'll be 2 shots. She was putting some good moves there on Brooks Charles-Daniels to get a good look for a layup. Could not quite finish it, but she did really well to get a look there on the basket. 2 great moves. One behind the back, a little spin move there too.
Michigan State has succeeded at drawing contact throughout 2 quarters.
That is something that Michigan's going to have to look at the rest of this game, is they have a couple players that are, I wouldn't say in foul trouble, but approaching foul trouble with still 8 minutes left here in the second quarter. As Kennedy Blair makes her first free throw and makes the second one also. Another thing they've been doing excellent is they've been shooting the free throw really well compared to Michigan. Olivia Olson now switches it to Silas Swords. Looks like they're going to try and run a play here. Finds out Olivia Olson back out there. Guarded by Jalen Brown. Screen there by Ashley Sofakanik. It's a jump ball now. Great defense there by Rashunda Jones. Again, the defense so far by the Spartans in this quarter has been incredible. Jump ball gives the Spartans possession. Rico's letting the ref hear it. She doesn't agree with the call there on the jump ball. Kennedy Blair guarded by Delphos right at half court. Great defense here by Delphos. Kennedy Blair now driving into the basket. Goes up, blocked by Delphos. Gets her own rebound, though. Back again. She's going to go turnaround jumper. Makes that. It'll be 26-27, Michigan up. Nice turnaround jumper there after she had her first shot blocked by Delphos. Olivia Olson now for a 3 from the top of the key. Cannot get it to go. It's going to be a rebound there for Rashunda Jones. Here come the Spartans. Switches it to Jalen Brown, guarded by Delphos. Drive into the paint, goes up for a basket. Tough layup for Jalen Brown as she was double-teamed by Delphos and Ashley Sofakanik, but still was able to get it over the 2 of them. 6-0 run here for the Spartans over the past minute. And not only a 6-0 run for the Spartans, a 2-minute long scoring drought for the Wolverines. As Olivia Olson, just as I was saying that, Olivia Olson hits a 3 from the left wing to snap that scoring streak and scoring drought.
Yeah, a relatively quiet quarter from Michigan's leading scorer.
Jalen Brown now with her own 3 from the corner. Again, she was able to sneak open in that left corner and get an open look from 3. Wolverines and Spartans trading 3s now. Brooks Charles-Daniels with the ball. Guarded by Rashunda Jones. She's going to find Olivia Olson. Again, open look from 3. The other wing this time, and she makes it. Just absolutely trading 3s, both of these teams right now. Great look for Olivia Olson there. And great pull.
I think this is kind of the culmination of the defensive structures both teams have kind of set in stone all quarter.
Again, Jalen Brown finds her way open. Able to make the layup and draw the foul and won. Again, Michigan was pressing. Jalen Brown snuck open in the left corner. That's kind of been her spot so far this game. Drives into the basket and draws a foul along the way.
You know, just as I was kind of complimenting this game of defensive chess, almost you get a complete zone breakdown from Michigan.
Yep. She will shoot her free throw. Couple substitutions here for the Wolverines. Abby Kimball in the game now, as well as Dudley. Kimball with the ball. Guarded by Emma Shoemate. Finds Silas Swords at the logo. Back to Mila Holloway. They're looking to get Silas Swords open here along the perimeter. Mila Holloway. Nice move to get past Jalen Brown. Could not get the layup to go. Fouled along the way. She'll shoot 2. Having a quick meeting here before the free throw. Mila Holloway getting ready to shoot her 2 free throws. Kennedy Blair comes in and checks Jalen Brown out, who gets a big ovation from the past couple scoring runs that she's gone on. Jalen Brown leading the Spartans with 14 points. First free throw goes for Mila Holloway. Waiting on the second here. Second free throw also goes. And that's Sotelo on the inbound. Kennedy Blair. Guarded at half court by Mila Holloway. Good job breaking the press there. Finds Emma Shoemate in the corner. Gets it back to Rashunda Jones at the top of the key. Guarded closely by Silas Swords. She's going to drive into the paint, stop short, pull-up jumper from the free throw line, and makes that. 4 out of 4 of their last field goal attempts here for the Spartans. 5 of 5, actually, pardon. Just got updated. Mila Holloway now from the wing. Dudley sets her a screen. Passes it out to Silas Swords at the top of the key. Looked like she was going to pull there for a second. Drives into the paint, stops short, gets it back out to Brooks Charles-Daniels. I got Dudley on the elbow, working against Rashunda Jones. She's going to draw a charge as Dudley was trying to drive into the paint from the free throw line.
Yeah, just puts her elbow up at the wrong time.
Yep.
I think
credit to Rashunda Jones for setting her feet, kind of just putting her body on the line right there and falling as she gets kind of shoved hard there by Dudley.
Ball security has been fine for Michigan today. I don't think the turnovers have been the issue, but I do think they need to watch the amount of fouls. It's not necessarily.
Yeah.
I don't even necessarily think it's a product of aggression. You would expect in a rivalry game.
Yeah.
I think it's just a very good job of Michigan State closing down on spacing.
Yeah. No, I could not agree more. You're right. It's not. They have not really turned the ball. We haven't seen that much. They've actually forced a lot of turnovers on defense so far. But it's really just been the fouls that are kind of stopping these possessions. There's been a couple off-ball fouls too, where someone's making a cut, and those you just can't have. You can't have where it's on the complete opposite end of the court. You have a foul that's ending your possession basically. Right now we have 35-35, little immediate timeout now. Just under 5 minutes to play here. Michigan has scored 7 of their points off the bench. They have 4 team fouls compared to Michigan State's just 1 foul. So again, starting to rack up not rack up, but they need to be careful here early in this game. largest run that Michigan went on so far this game was an 8-0 run, but the Spartans have stormed back, and now it's 35-35. And again, like I said, Michigan State making 5 of their last 5 field goals, so they have been on some great, all game actually. They've had incredible efficiency from the field.
Yeah, Michigan State about slightly better field goal percentage, significantly better free throw percentage, as it's hard to get better than 100%.
Oh yeah.
Michigan's slightly outshooting Michigan from the 3, 50% to 44%. Although both teams are shooting well from the 3, we've seen that this has been a great game from distance.
Another difference in play style here is that Michigan has been subbing out a lot more. They've been rotating more.
Yeah.
There's a couple players in the court that are only have like 1 minute, 7 minutes, whereas the Spartans have a lot more people in the 15, 14-minute range. So they haven't been substituting their players out and rotating out as much. I think Lamar Zarico is trying to keep her players a little bit fresh for the second half, as this is surely going to be a close game late in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we've seen her make good use of a 9-man rotation.
Yeah.
Michigan slightly out-rebounding the Spartans and capitalizing off turnovers better. 8 points off turnovers versus 4, 12 total rebounds versus 8. The big difference for Michigan is the 4 offensive rebounds to 1, because in terms of defensive rebounds, it's about 8 to 7 Wolverines. Mm-hmm. Spartans shooting better from the paint, which from what we've seen and what you're probably seeing, if maybe you have a video feed of this game open somewhere at home, that does make a lot of sense when you consider Michigan State's superior offensive efficiency.
Yep, exactly. More points in the paint too, especially since Michigan State's been running a couple bigger rotations, whereas Michigan's a little bit of a guard heavy, I'd say. Besides when Ashley Silvercanic is there on the court playing the center role. Now Grace Van Sluten now as they inbound the ball at half court. Gets it, finds Rashunda Jones. Guarded by guy Macy Brown, who's new to this game. Macy Brown now playing great defense on Rashunda Jones. Almost got almost forced a steal there. He's putting clamps on there. Brooks Carrs-Daniels now guarding Kennedy Blair. Stops short in the paint. Gets it to Grace Van Sluten. She's going to take a mid-range jumper from 18 feet. Looked like airballed a little bit too short. Mila Holloway now driving it back. He gets open around. Was somehow able to find a nice screen set by Ashley Silvercanic to get Rashunda Jones out of the way and gave Mila Holloway an open look to the basket.
Yeah, and that's what we saw a lot of Michigan towards the end of the first quarter, towards the beginning of this one, before they adopt a lot more 3-centric approach.
Yep. Macy Brown going to take a charge. Macy Brown, the Michigan sideline is loving that. She was able to take a charge on Rashunda Jones as she was trying to dribble to her right. Way to put your body on the line. Gives Michigan the possession now, up 2. Mila Holloway off the inbound at half court. Finds Silas Swords at the top of the key. It's to Olivia Olson. Down low to Ashley Silvercanic, working on Ines Sotelo. Nice floater there to get 2. Good post move by Ashley Silvercanic. She's been great down low today.
Yeah, they haven't been able to get her into the post very often, but whenever they do, she's done a really good job of capitalizing on her size.
Ines Sotelo now working on Olivia Olson. Finds a pass. A little bit of a risky pass there, just kind of flung it out. But Mila Holloway is able to rattle it around. It'll be Michigan possession as she got fouled in the process. Jalen Brown coming in, checking out Emma Shoemate. Oh, Carter checking out Rashunda Jones. Mila Holloway now taking the ball up. Coming pass off court. Running the offense, calling a play. Silas Swords sneaks out. Finds Olivia Olson in the paint. Nice pass there, but could not get the mid-range floater to go. Kennedy Blair now driving. Takes a layup up in the paint. Gets it, does not get it to go, pardon, but she did draw a foul there. That'll be 2 for Kennedy Blair. It was a nice play that they ran up Michigan on their last possession. Just couldn't quite get it to fall, Olivia Olson, but good pass there by Silas Swords. I think that might have been a design 3 for Silas Swords. It looked like when she came off the screen and got it on the wing, she was looking to pull, but great defense to prevent that by Emma Shoemate. Kennedy misses her first free throw.
I believe that'll be Michigan State's first missed free throw.
I was going to say, yeah. They're 8 of 9 now after that. Misses the second one also. Rebound rattles around. Silas Swords at the ball. Here comes the Wolverines. Again, calling a play. Sneaks it out to Mila Holloway. Gets it down low to Ashley Silvercannon, just like we were saying before. Excellent in the post when they can get her active. That has worked for them in these past couple possessions. We'll see if they continue to do that. We'll see how MSU responds. Spartans with the ball. Kennedy Blair now working. Finds, that is, Woodard in the corner. Defense picked up by Mila Holloway. Back to Kennedy Blair in the opposite corner. She's driving into the paint. Spin move. Stripped away by Macy Brown. Gets her own steal game. Puts up a shot. Could not get it to go. Now Michigan will have the ball. Mila Holloway, the top of the key. She attempts the three from right the top of the key. Good look, but couldn't get it to go. Bounce off the front of the rim. Kennedy Blair picked up her dribble way in deep MSU territory and had to take a timeout there. A little bit of a accident there. Didn't mean to pick up her dribble, and there was absolutely no Spartan there to help her, so she was forced to call timeout before Mila Holloway could get there and steal the ball. Over the past 2 minutes, Michigan's on a little bit of a 6-0 run here. Spartans on a 3-minute scoring drought. So again, it's been a little bit of it's been a half defined by streaks, it has seemed. You know, Michigan goes on a streak, and MSU it's been back and forth in that nature. They've been trading streaks, but it hasn't really been a ton of like possession score back and forth.
One thing I want to note, and I think this is going to support what you were just saying, in terms of possessions, the two are identical.
Yeah.
Like, there really isn't that much to separate these two offensively in this game. They've both had the same score of the ball. They're about identical in terms of points per, in terms of like basically every possession statistic. I think the big difference is that you've seen Michigan manage to work more moves inside the paint, whereas Michigan State has just managed to get a shooter open within the paint.
They've gotten Ashley Silvercannon, open a lot more in the post this quarter.
I think you've seen I think you've seen Michigan work the post a lot better, and I think it's also just a size advantage. I don't think Michigan State has a natural big the way you have Silvercannon.
Yep. It's gonna be Woodard now from the wing. Could not get her three to go, as MSU was able to beat the press pretty well. And as Emma Shoemaker got the rebound quick and got it to Grace Van Sloot, and Michigan looked like they were starting to transition and go the other way. There weren't as many defenders back. Mila Holloway again finds Ashley Silvercannon in the post. Kennedy Blair, though, was ready for it that time. Maybe they were talked about that in the timeout. Kennedy Blair ready for that post move and was able to steal the ball away. Grace Van Sloot takes up the hard lip, misses it, gets her own rebound, takes it up again, misses. Now Michigan with the rebound. Here come the Wolverines. Macy Brown now working on Emma Shoemate. Goes up for a rebound, can't get it to go. Spartans have the rebound. Kennedy Blair now working on Silas Swords, left wing. Slow down the offense a little bit. I think they're gathering themselves. Grace Van Slooten switches it to Jalen Brown in the corner, who takes a three. She gets it to go. Jalen Brown has been on fire from this left corner. Again, they have been playing a little bit, look like zone defense over on that side of the court, and they have not been able to consistently cover Jalen Brown. She is up to 17 points on the night. Silas Swords now. Working the post, finds Ashley Silvercannon. A little bit of a contested pass there, as this crowd is erupting here in Breslin Center, as it is now 41-40, Michigan up. We got 20 seconds left in this first half. Michigan State's going to try and run a play and close out the half with the lead. It's Kennedy Blair guarded closely by Silas Swords, just past half court. Looks like they're going to make their move now. Gets it to Woodard. Kennedy Blair back with the ball, drives into the paint, goes up for a layup, gets it to go. MSU is going to be up 42-41 at the end of this half. What a run there. They went on a 7-0 run in the last minute and 45 to gain the lead here. That's just incredible resilience here by the Spartans to get back in this game and go into the second half with the lead after trailing by, I think, 8 there.
And I think those last two sequences kind of illustrate a big difference you're seeing here. I think Michigan has played a lot better zone defense when you notice the press, but Michigan State has just excelled in the man game. They've just done so much better at getting openings. Yep. You know, it's like I said, this game isn't super dictated by who can shoot better from three, because both teams do have strong three-point shooters, but it's just Michigan State's had just more of those looks from mid-range or from inside the paint or from outside the arc where there's just been nobody on a Spartan shooter.
Yep. No, and I think especially they haven't. Neither team has taken a ton of three-pointers, but that is kind of what we've seen as starting these scoring runs. It all starts on a possession where Jaylen Brown sneaks out and is open in the corner for three, and then that starts a MSU scoring run there. I will say I mentioned it after Mechanic made I think her third or fourth move in the paint. The next time they tried doing that after the timeout, it looked like MSU had talked about that because right as that pass was coming to Ashley Mechanic, Kennedy Blair was sneaking out along the baseline and was able to tip it away right before Ashley Mechanic could get it. And then that last possession too, they had Ashley Mechanic triple team in the post when she was going for that pass. So clearly they've made some adjustments there to adjust to the prolific scoring there from Sofacanic.
Yeah. I think, like I said, this game has been dictated by adjustments. You saw both teams enter the quarter just kind of having figured out what defensive structures work for them. You saw a period where both teams were kind of playing zone in what was a bit of a chess match, which led to that sort of extended interplay where both teams were hitting threes. But after that, I think the rest of the second quarter, Michigan hasn't been able to adjust to Michigan State's propensity to get open yet. I think, and that's going to be key as you watch the second half. Can Michigan kind of readjust its scheme in man defense?
Exactly. Yep.
That is so. Let me just give you a quick rundown on some of the stats at the court at the halfway mark. Leading points for Michigan State is no unsurprised Jaylen Brown with a phenomenal 17 points. On the Wolverines end, Mila Holloway continuing her dominance of the stats with 4 rebounds and 2 assists. Michigan's again, what you're seeing an uncharacteristic silence from Silas Swords. Just 3 points, shooting 1 for 5 from the field goal line, 1 for 4 from 3. Olivia Olson hitting double figures after some quiet stretches that was fueled by her back-to-back threes earlier in the third. But overall, just not, great performance from Michigan, I think, in terms of showing the strength of its rotation. We've talked a lot about how we have a lot of players playing a balanced rotation of minutes. And maybe it's an off night from Silas Swords despite playing the majority of minutes. But what we've really seen work for Michigan is the size of Ashley Sofacanic and her ability to work from inside the post. I think that's been the one area where Michigan has been able to beat Michigan State's man defense. And you're definitely going to expect Freilich and her coaching staff to sort of work around that, to sort of make those adjustments. But that's really been where we've seen the Michigan offense is its most prolific.
Exactly. And yeah, I mean, when you look at the numbers, I mean, they have the exact same field goal percentage, both shooting 53 from the field. Michigan is beating them. Michigan State is beating Michigan in three percentage, shooting 50% compared to Michigan's 40%. Other thing is Michigan's only shooting 63 from the line. So Michigan has drawn a lot of fouls so far this game, but they haven't been able to capitalize as much on the free throws. If they can make all their free throws, they'd be up by a possession here in this going into halftime. So I think that would definitely be something they want to focus on, is if you draw these fouls, definitely want to finish with those two free throws.
Yeah, and despite the success of Sofacanic, from the post, Michigan State still has 6 more points from within the paint.
Yep.
And I think Michigan just kind of needs to work on getting more players open within the paint. We saw a little bit of it towards the end of the first quarter, but I think that's what's really worked in Michigan State's favor, is the fact that they can get anybody through. I think both teams have played strong defense. Michigan prioritizing a zone structure, whereas Michigan State's been better in man, but Michigan State just worked better at getting openings. And I think in a game where it's very, very difficult to separate these two teams, both off the eye test and off the score, I think that's probably, that alongside getting free throws, is probably the one thing separating them.
Yep. I would definitely agree.
And that's going to bring you to the end of this first half coverage. After this, Evan and I are going to put the headphones on. We're going to take a bit of a short break. Rejoining you in the second will be Aydin Abdollahi and Charlie Mitchell. Aydin on play-by-play, Charlie in color. Evan, any final thoughts before we close out?
No, it's been a great half. I'm excited to see how the end of this game turns out. It's going to be a great one. I can already feel it.
Absolutely. Aydin and Charlie will take care of you. They'll have you covered for the rest of the game. Until then, I've been Vihaan Easwar.
Evan Anderson.
And we'll leave you with not a good night yet, but we'll leave you with the Go Blue.
Which one was Nats? I turned off all three.
That's this one.
This middle one?
Yeah. That was great. Yeah. Great time. Yeah, awesome. That was like honestly one of my better calls of the year. Like,
That's fun. You want to turn it?
I would say like normally when
I'm going to leave it though just because we were having issues.
How they say physically and mentally prepared, brought to you by.
I like getting first half out of it.
I do. Especially for a game like this, that means I get to the.
I can watch it. I can watch it. That's why I like putting it.
We've been playing shit, y'all see it, so I was like, hey, let's have a football game. Because, like, if it's a close game, it's just going to be so mad about it.
Basketball game or no? Do you do the basketball game?
No, I was still I couldn't figure out how to turn the volume down on the headset because my ear was like ringing. I had to like, I don't know if you saw, I had to like hear the whole time, like almost like
yeah.
only like partially because like it was so loud.
But I think we figured out. We fixed your mic.
That's why we teamed up with Abbott in the Big Ten.
I'm ready to try.
That helped save over 200,000 lives. But we can't stop now. Keep giving blood. Keep saving lives. Scan the QR code up on the big screen right now to learn more and about how you can help. And as you federal credit union, the official credit union of Smart Athletics. Michigan State Athletics thanks MSU for sponsoring the 2025-26 Spartans basketball season. Smart fans, be sure to check out the Michigan State women's basketball social media accounts by following them on Facebook, X, and Instagram. Michigan State Athletics thanks today's game day sponsor, Farm Bureau Insurance. Farm Bureau Insurance is a proud partner of Michigan State Smart Athletics.
Yeah, Nats is still on, but your mic's muted. I would word of caution. This side of the headset is so loud. This side is right side.
Verbal feature for the action is all year long. Scan the QR code on the video board to enter your chance to win. So what are you waiting for? Take your next shot up.
Say about like 2 minutes before the half.
The Coach Rogers Breslin Radio Show, presented by Rivalry Insurance Group, is at Walmart Kitchen Bar, East Lansing location. You can listen to the show live across state Michigan on the Spartans Media Network. Next radio show is on Tuesday, February 3rd at noon at Walmart Kitchen Bar, East Lansing location. And as you encourage the Spartan fans to please drink responsibly. As a reminder, alcohol sales is limited at the start of the fourth quarter. And now it's time to fly around the country with Lansing's Capital Region International Airport and score
Last 7
at
minutes
Grant.
what I was going to say in halftime. Because they were getting Michigan was getting good ball pressure, they were turning the ball, they were rebounding well.
Remember,
It's like after that last like I guess that means like Michigan State started beating the rest really well and they went on that like score from there at the end. Like, hey, like I was talking about the podcast, like Ashley started panic, she was doing well in the paint, like in the post.
Yeah,
But then they started stopping her. It was like, she had like 4 possessions where like she was able to get open in the post and get a quick bucket, and then like
They started forcing it.
yeah, they did. Yeah, that last one where like South Shore trying to get the shoot, she was like shooting.
I would say
Like she just like tossed the ball for some game, and I was like, she's like triple team. Like, I know she's big, but like she still wasn't gonna take down the crap out. I'm gonna go.
I got
this.
Are they on? Not muted.
Oh,
Now they're muted. Did they not mute them?
shouldn't be. Can you pull up the broadcast? OBS. I don't.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back into the Breslin Center. I'm Aydin Abdollahi. Alongside me is Charlie Mitchell. We'll be bringing you second half action here in East Lansing, University of Michigan at Michigan State. Score is 42-41 in favor of the Spartans. We should be getting second half action any second now. But a 7-0 run at the end of the first half for the Spartans. Momentum on their side, Charlie.
Yeah, and at the end of that half, I mean, Michigan State kind of flipped the script on what this half was. I mean, Michigan, for a good portion of this first half, they were able to get a lot off with rebounds. They established a press pretty well and forced a lot of turnovers for Michigan State. Last 2 minutes of that game where Michigan State goes on that 7-0 run, Michigan State was forcing a lot of turnovers. Michigan was trying to force the ball inside of Solkanich. That resulted in turnovers. Michigan State goes on the 7-0 run to end the first half, and they go into the half going to lead. But besides that, this game has been exactly what we thought it was. Both these teams on paper looked very evenly matched, and we've gotten a game evenly matched. Both teams 16 of 30 from the field as we start off here in the second half.
Here we go. It's Olsen at the top of the key. To the left wing for Holloway. Holloway dribbles to her right, hands it off to Swords. Swords defended by Brown. To the left wing for Holloway again. Hands it off to Olsen. Olsen into Sofakanik, and a foul called.
Yeah, Michigan State did a good job in the first half, avoiding some fouls with their bigs, but Satella picks one up quick here in the start of the second half.
Holloway will inbound from the baseline. And it's kicked.
Not a bad thing right there. Michigan gets 2 seconds back on the shot clock after they wasted.
So we'll do this all over again. This time Olsen will go over to the baseline for the inbound. Olsen to Holloway at the right wing, just inside the arc, defended by Jones. Goes to her left, picks up her dribble. Kick it out to Swords. Swords drives down the left lane, spins around, takes a shot, and it's swatted away by Van Sluten. It'll stay with the Wolverines.
Yeah, and Swords in the first half, very poor shooting performance thus far. 1-5 from field. Can't get her first shot to go here in the second half.
Holloway to inbound from the baseline once again. Sofakanik, Quarles, Daniels, Swords, and Olsen on the floor along with Holloway. Here we go. Holloway underneath the basket to Olsen. Olsen puts up a shot
and she's fouled. She'll go to the line.
Yeah, good inbound right there to Olsen. She's able to go up for a jumper, gets fouled, and yeah, two fouls on that possession for Michigan State. Not a lot of great. The offense looking a little stagnant for Michigan ever since the end of this first half.
Olsen, first free throws of the day. First one is up, and off back iron, no good.
Interesting part about Michigan, they are one of the worst free throw shooting teams in the Big Ten, but they also go to the line more than any team in the Big Ten.
Olsen, second one. No good again, both sides of the rim. Here come the Spartans in transition to Van Sluten. Down low. And a three-point attempt from Jones, rims out. It's picked up by Olsen. Now here come the Wolverines. Olsen at the left wing. Top of the key for Holloway. Her three-point attempt will rim out. Corals Daniels picks up the rebound. Kick it back out to Holloway. Holloway inside to Olsen. Spins around and hits a tough shot. 43-42 Wolverines.
Olsen has lived in the mid-range so far this game, while having a pretty nice performance from the perimeter.
Pull-up jumper just in front of the free throw line for Van Sluten. That's good. 44-43. Spartans retake the lead. Now here's Corals Daniels. It makes its way to Sofakanik. Spins around and gets it off the glass and through contact. She'll go to the line for a chance for a three-point play.
And it looks like a priority for Michigan from the end of the first half going into here. They have been looking to establish the perimeter, Sofakanik, and early in the first half, she was getting some looks. Gets one right there.
Sofakanik, first shot up and off front iron, no good.
And 0-3 from the free throw line this half so far for Michigan.
Across the arc to Jones. Jones to Kennedy Blair. Her three-point attempt is no good. Rebound, Sofakanik hands it off to Corals Daniels. Holloway. Holloway, coast to coast, lays it up, kiss off the glass. That's good for Holloway, 47-44. Here come the Spartans now with Sotelo. Sotelo to Jones, defended at the right wing by Holloway. To the top of the key for Sotelo. Sotelo down low to Van Sluten, double teamed.
And Van Sluten
good defense by Corals Daniels. Down low to Holloway, down the left lane. She'll lay it up and in for another two for Holloway, 49-44.
Yeah, and Mila Holloway is very close to taking over this game.
Fast pace, just like the first half. Van Sluten over to Jones at the right wing. Orders the screen from Van Sluten, still with Jones at the free throw line. Steps through the left lane, can't get the shot to go, rims out, and Sofakanik picks up the rebound, hands it off to Holloway. Holloway, a little move and gets tripped up.
Yeah, and we have seen Mila Holloway be aggressive to start off the second half. I mean, she got a basket going on a drive, gets another basket there, gets fouled there. She has been Michigan's best player so far today, and for Michigan State, Grace Van Sluten has not performed well underneath the basket. She has missed a lot of shots underneath the basket. Not a great performance for her so far right now.
Holloway to inbound from the baseline to Swords, catch and shoot from the left wing. That's straight down the hatch, and another three for Swords. It's 52-44.
And Michigan takes an 8-point lead, the largest margin in the game thus far for either team.
Jones takes it all the way down, gets the kiss off the glass through contact. 2 points for Jones and a chance to make it three.
I mean, every time a team has looked like they could pull away in some regard in this game, they've kept responding. And right there, Jones gets a wide open lane to the basket, picks up, draws contact, and finishes through it.
Neither team either to pull away with a significant lead in this one, as Jones can't connect to make the three-point play. Now here's Olsen behind the back, crosses midway, drives all the way to the left lane, kicks it out to the right wing for Swords. Swords drives baseline, hands it off to Corals Daniels. Corals Daniels, the floater, off back iron, no good. It's a scramble. The ball's on the floor. It's collected by Jones. Jones at the Spartan logo. Left wing three is good from Sotelo. Excuse me. That's 52-49. And here they come again, the Spartans.
Silas Swords early top of the key gets lazy at the ball.
And that layup is good from Kennedy Blair. 52-51. It's a 1-point game here in East Lansing. 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Here's Holloway at the Spartan logo. Squares up Jones. Corals Daniels to her right. She rolls to her left. Lays it up with her right hand, and that one sinks in. End-to-end action here in East Lansing. It's Jones now for the Spartans.
17 for Mila Holloway in this game. Leading scorer for Michigan, tied for the game.
Across the arc to Brown. Brown steps through and drops it down low to Blair. And she lays it up and in for the Spartans. 54-53 now. Attempted pass to Sofakanik is tipped out of bounds. The ball will stay with the Wolverines.
Yeah, and just as Michigan gets off to an 8-point lead, the largest lead of the game for them, or either team, Michigan State responds immediately with their own 7-0 run. Both these teams are battling right now.
Just what we expected in a packed Breslin Center here in East Lansing. Holloway to inbound. Swords in the right corner. Olsen at the right wing. Olsen collects it. Olsen sizes up the three, and it's off back iron. Rebound picked up by Swords, but it's poked away by Sotelo. Now here come the Spartans in transition. Kick it to the corner. Now it's Jones at the left wing. She drives inside, kicks it out to Brown. Brown defended by Delfoss. Delfoss down low was looking for Sotelo, but Swords is in the way. Now it's Holloway with space. Kicks it to the right wing for Olsen. She nails a three. 57-53 Wolverines. 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Here come the Spartans now. It's Kennedy Blair, defended by Silas Swords. Defending traffic at the top of the key. Sotelo now. Just inside the arc at the right wing. Hands it off to Blair. And she's fouled by Dudley.
Yeah, and a lot of these chances, these have been some tough rebounds for a lot of these players. They've been and a lot of scrums on the floor so far. Both these teams are giving their extra effort in this game, and it's been reflected with the level of play we've gotten from both sides so far.
And a game where Silas Swords has not looked like herself. Mila Holloway has stepped up.
Yeah, and Swords again had a poor first half. She finally gets it going on the perimeter. She gets a 3-point shot to finally go down. Even a couple of possessions ago, makes a very nice defensive play on the pass, the entry pass near the post, and gets a steal.
And both teams shooting well in this contest. 56% from the field for the Wolverines. They're 23 for 41. The Spartans, on the other hand, 54%, 21 to 39. Pretty similar percentages, but in a contest like these, free throws can make the difference, and the Wolverines have not shot well from there.
Yeah, and free throw shooting for Michigan has been an issue all year long. They nearly dropped a game against Oregon earlier in the season due to poor free throw shooting. They are shooting 45% from the line so far. As a team that gets to the line as much as Michigan, that is a serious problem, and that will cause Michigan to lose games this year if they cannot correct that.
Michigan State, their only 2 losses in conference have been on the road. So if Michigan can pull away with this one, it'll be the Spartans' first home loss in conference of the season.
You know, Michigan kind of snake bitten with some of their losses. Again, they lost to a very good a top 5 Vanderbilt team and the #1 team in the country, undefeated UConn. They dropped a game at Washington, but they are looking for a premier win, and this would definitely give it, being on the road against a very, very good Michigan State team.
And the Wolverines lost on New Year's Day to Washington in Seattle. They've been 7-0 since. 8 wins in a row will tie their best win streak in conference. So they'll want to keep that momentum going, but
Michigan State's given everything they got in this game so far.
It's been end-to-end action both ways. A great showing from both sides, incredible atmosphere here in East Lansing. We'll have action returning in just a few seconds. Kennedy Blair at the baseline. 4.5 to go in the third quarter. 4-point lead for the Wolverines. Blair to Brown. Brown again defended by Delfoss, drives down the left lane, puts up the shot off the glass and in.
Yeah, and Jalen Brown has been unstoppable on the offensive end of this game so far. She's up to 19 points with 2 made threes.
Holloway now defended by Jones, directing traffic, hands it off to Swords. Swords back to Holloway at the right wing. Holloway looks for an option, hands it off to Delfoss, but it's a little too far for her, and it's tipped out for a Spartan ball.
Yeah, and Delfoss right there had positioning, just not the pass a little too far for her, and turns it over back to Michigan State.
Here's Van Sluten. Now it's Blair. Blair again gets a screen from Van Sluten, drives down the right lane, puts up the shot, picks up the foul, can't get the shot to go, but she'll shoot 2.
Blair's been very aggressive so far in this third quarter, right? She's up to 12 points. And for a guard, she's a very capable rebounder. 7 rebounds on today so far.
Blair at the line. First shot, nothing but net. Referee hands Blair the ball. Blair dribbles it once, puts it up, and that one's good again. 57-57. Olsen now coming up the other way in a hurry, spins to her left, lays it up with her left hand, and she's fouled.
Now Olsen, first possession of the second half, got fouled, missed both free throws, so it's going to be interesting how she does right here.
Olsen put the shot up, took heavy contact. Spartan faithful not happy. But here's Olsen at the line, dribbles it 3 times, puts it up, and splashes in. 1-point lead for the Wolverines. 3 minutes, 50 seconds left in this third quarter. Olsen, 2 for 2. Here come the Spartans now. It's Jones over to Blair. Blair behind the back, defended by Dudley and Delfoss. Tried to go under the hoop to Van Sluten, and it's too far for her, out of her reach. And it's out for a Wolverine ball.
And yeah, Michigan bringing a press there right again. And ever since about midway through the first half, I mean, Michigan State's been able to finally break that press fairly easily.
2-point game here in East Lansing. Holloway trying to grow that lead. She hands it off to Swords, and it's back to Holloway in the high post to the right wing for Swords. She'll drive down the right lane, kick it out to the right wing for Holloway. Her 3 attempt off back iron, back into action. Rebound fumbled by Blair initially. She corrals it eventually, and it'll be a jump ball, stay with the Spartans.
Yeah, and Holloway on that possession got a perfect look, wide open, just can't convert right there.
And Olsen now tied with Holloway at 17. Those are the 2 top scorers in this contest for the Wolverines. Swords with only 6. Blair to Van Sluten. Van Sluten crosses midcourt. Now it's Blair behind the back, loses her balance, but she keeps the ball in her hands. And another jump ball.
No, they're going to give them a timeout, I think.
So Blair picked up the ball, fumbled it a little bit, and she'll call the timeout. 2-point game here in East Lansing. Wolverines against the Spartan. The first time in history both these teams are in the top 15 when they play each other. The stakes could not be higher.
Yeah, and obviously last year, first time these teams met as ranked opponents, and a matchup in Ann Arbor where the Spartans really dominated. They came out of Ann Arbor with a 30-point lead. Interestingly enough, these teams last year did a split the series with both away teams winning. Michigan State looking to finally defend their home court here today.
And the 4-star sophomores for the Wolverines, Olsen, Swords, Holloway, and Delphos. They're getting double digits on the season. Holloway and Olsen keeping up with that trend, but Swords hasn't been herself today.
Yeah, and on Michigan State's end, Jalen Brown, the transfer from Arizona State, has been phenomenal. She's 8 of 9 from the field and really has been the main source of Michigan State's offense. Kennedy Blair, after kind of having a slow start to the game, has really stepped it up. She's up to 14 points. And Grace Van Sluten is 4 of 11 from the field with 9 points. Not exactly the production you would expect from her so far in this game, with how great she has been through Big Ten play.
And with 3 minutes left in this third quarter, media timeout will continue. But Charlie, who do you want to see be the difference maker in this one?
I feel like you're going to see. I feel like with Swords struggling a bit to find her shot, I feel like you're going to have to run the offense with Olsen in the hallway. Maybe you can see someone like Dudley and Delphos step up and make some nice plays, but it's going to have to run through those two.
A packed Breslin today. Atmosphere is booming, and in a contest like this, with the crowd on your side, that could make the difference. As we get ready to return to action in just a second. Blair to inbound. Sotelo, Brown, and Shoemate, as well as Blair on the floor for the Spartans. Excuse me, that's Van Sluten. Referee with the ball in her hands. Off to Blair now. Blair inbound to Van Sluten. Over to Jalen Brown. Defended by Quarles Daniels. Picks up her dribble. Gives it to Van Sluten at the top of the key. Now it's Blair trying to heave it over to Shoemate. Too high for her and out for a Wolverine ball.
Yeah, just not a great pass there from Blair. Had Shoemate underneath the basket wide open, she would have had an easy chance at the layup. Just a little too hot with the pass there. It sails out of bounds.
Olsen to inbound. Swords beside her. Off to Swords and back to Olsen. Olsen at the Spartans logo, crosses midcourt. Now it's Quarles Daniels to a cutting Delphos. Delphos behind the back. Can't get the shot to go. Now it's Dudley. Back to Delphos. Second try, yes. 61-57.
Yeah, and Dudley makes a great rebound right there, and it finds Delphos easily.
And a miscommunication between Sotelo and Jones. Ball out of bounds on the left sideline with the Wolverines.
Yeah, and those were a lot of the similar kind of turnovers we saw early in this game for Michigan State. They were able to keep those down for most of this game, but those are right there, just a lazy play right there, and gives the ball right back to Michigan.
Swords bounced it to Olsen. Olsen at the top of the key. Over to the left wing for Swords. Her three-point attempt brings out. And rebound Dudley, but a foul on the floor.
Yeah, and two great possessions right there by Dudley. She gets 2 offensive rebounds, and I mentioned that she might be able to step up in this game, and she's able to head to the line here to shoot 2.
Dudley with 5 points. Dribbles it twice, bends the knees, puts up the shot, and it's too strong, back iron. Referee ball in her hands. Dudley waits. Bounces it to Dudley. Dudley against the Spartan faithful Noise. Same result, off back iron and out, and the Wolverines' free throw troubles continue. Here's Jalen Brown at the top of the key, defended by Corals Daniels. Jones to her right. Jones picks it up. Now it's Blair. Jones again. Makes some space to the left. Brown defended by Swords, and she breezes past her, puts up the shot off the window.
Yeah, and she's just confident right now. She feels like she can make anything. She's putting up a great drive from her right there.
2-point game, 61-59 as Olsen has it for the Wolverines. To Olsen, to Swords, excuse me. Left hand layup is good through contact. Chance for a 3-point play, and that's more like it from Silas Swords. Yeah,
uses the screen well, gets into the paint, takes the contact, puts up a shot and makes it. That's what you expect from Silas Swords in a game where her jump shot really has been a little sporadic.
Swords dribbles it twice, puts up the shot, and nothing but net. 3-point play for Olsen. Excuse me, Swords. 9 points for her. Here come the Spartans now. Heave up to Shoemate. Now it's Sotelo, tries to make a move on Olsen, puts it off the window, no good. Olsen, excuse me. And that 3-point attempt from Shoemate, that's what she does for the Spartans off the bench. It's 64-62.
Yeah, and she picks up her second 3 there in the second half with a pretty deep shot.
Holloway to Olsen, orders the screen from Dudley. Olsen down the right lane, and her shot rims out. Dudley picks up the rebound, swarmed by the Spartans, and it'll be a jump ball, stay with the Wolverines.
Yeah, and third offensive rebound for Dudley in the second half. Of course, right there, they initiate the jump ball, but Michigan at the possession arrow, they will retain possession.
Over to Swords. Swords behind the back, drives down the left lane, goes to her right, tried to bounce it in for Sofakanik, and it's picked up by the Spartans. Here they come in transition. Euro step from Blair, shot too high off the glass. Sofakanik the rebound, and a scramble on the ground. It'll stay with the Spartans.
Yeah, they're gonna kick the ball there. Michigan State will retain possession.
35 seconds left in the third quarter. 2-point game, 64-62 in favor of the Wolverines. They've held this lead for quite some time now, the Wolverines. They'll look to pull away and make that gap a little bigger so they can find some comfort. Nevertheless, here are the Spartans with the ball. Bounce into Kennedy Blair, defended by Delphos. Over to Sotelo. Now it's Jones, defended by Swords, gets the screen from Sotelo, rolls to her left. And she mishandles the ball. And
yeah, they're going to get a blocking foul on Sofakanik right there. It's not set.
Sofakanik just leaned in a little bit and committed the foul. Here's Blair at the baseline. Off the pack of Olsen.
Yeah, smart play right there by Blair on the inbound. Bounces it off Olsen. Olsen has a wide open shot underneath the basket. Olsen tries to recover over with a foul, and Blair will head to the line with a chance to tie the game.
Blair at the line. Benzanese puts up the shot, nothing but net. 1-point game now, chance to tie it here.
Oh, cool. Have you always just been a stunt person?
Referee bounces the ball to Blair. Blair, ball in her hands, one dribble, puts up the shot off front iron, and it's a scramble. Sotelo grabbed the ball.
Yeah, another jump ball here. Michigan State will keep it on their end with a chance to take the lead to end this quarter.
Here's Blair at the baseline. Sotelo trying to find room as well as Jalen Brown. It goes to her at the top of the key, defended by Delphos. Over to Kennedy Blair now, defended by Swords. By the scoreboard, 10 seconds left. Blair still with it, breezes past, down low to Sotelo, and she lays it up and in. Spartans take the lead to end the third quarter, and just like the end of the first half, Spartans with momentum, they take the lead.
Yeah, and with 1 quarter left to go, I mean, with the quarter we just played as well, right back where we've been at the entire game. Michigan State with a 1-point lead after Michigan leading for a good portion of that entire quarter. And again, we saw a lot more of the same from that corner as we've seen from all game. Both these teams have been playing at an equal level of play, and we're in for a really great finish through this game.
All the focus on Kennedy Blair, the awareness to pick out Sotelo, and Sotelo with the finish. 65-64, 10 minutes left in this game. It can go either way.
And Michigan, as a team, they forced 23 turnovers by their opponents per game. Most of the Big Ten. Michigan State's been able to keep, for the most part, keep the ball in their own hands. They only have 13 turnovers for this game. And again, a major black eye on Michigan this game so far. 8 of 16 from the free throw line, shooting 50%. And in these close games like this, that is something that this team cannot afford to have. And it's been a problem this entire season for them.
Absolutely, and a team so strong in so many aspects. Such a simple thing, free throws, but maybe sometimes harder than it looks, and the Wolverines really have something to work on. But shooting 53% from the field, 56% for the Spartans. Again, similar numbers. That percentage has stayed high for both teams throughout this whole contest, and we expect it to continue in these final 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, in that quarter, you really saw Michigan State try to work this offense through Kennedy Blair, and for the most part, she has stepped up. I mean, she stepped up, 15.7 rebounds, 3 assists. She has had a control of that offense for this entire second half, and if Michigan State wants to win this game, I feel like you have to run it through her for this fourth quarter. And also, if you look at Michigan, maybe you would like to have a little more production for your bench. I mean, Tiala Delphos averages 10 points per game, only at 4 points, only 2 shot attempts on the day. Cole Daniels is not typically a starter. Again, not quiet day from her. Only 2 points on 2 field goal attempts. I feel like with Michigan, obviously you have Holloway and Olsen who have stepped up in this game and really produced, but you're going to have to find a third option. We expect it to be Silas Swords, and she played pretty well in that last quarter. But so I feel like if you're Michigan, you need someone else to make a couple plays here.
Absolutely. And here's Delphos to inbound from the sideline over to Swords in the backcourt, crosses midway to the left wing for Holloway. Holloway starts her dribble, double teamed by Sotelo and Jones. Holloway still with it, finds Swords at the top of the key. That pass to Delphos is tipped, but it still makes its way to her. She puts up the shot just inside the free throw line, and that one gets the friendly roll and bounces in.
Yeah, just a little wild possession there with the double team on Holloway. Finally gets it over to Delphos, who nearly fumbles it and puts it up for a shot for a score.
Wolverines retake the lead, 66-65. It's only a 1-point game here in East Lansing, and now here's Sotelo, defended by Sofakanik, steps through and puts up the shot. Can't get it to fall in, and Sofakanik picks up the rebound. Now it's Holloway over to Delphos at the left wing, defended by Blair. Corals Daniels to her right, now she finds it in her hands. Corals Daniels directing traffic. Daniels bounce pass to Delphos. Delphos at the right elbow. Delphos, ball in her hands. Hand off to Swords. Catch and shoot. No good from Swords. Too strong. And it's poked out of bounds.
It's like a foul on Michigan State.
A couple players hit the deck. First foul of the quarter. It is a foul on the Spartans. And a player for the Spartans is hurt underneath the basket. Hard to tell who it is at the moment.
Looks like it's Sotelo.
Sotelo is down. Getting attention from the sideline staff.
They're gonna looks like they're gonna review this for a potential flagrant foul.
Wasn't quite clear what exactly happened. A lot of bodies underneath the cup. And Sotelo on her feet now. It's good to see. She walks over to the sideline. Did you make out what happened?
I mean, it's just a scrum underneath the basket. Maybe their forearm got too high. It looks like she got hit in the face, so.
Fortunately, we don't have the luxury of a replay.
I couldn't really, I mean, on the play itself, I didn't really see anything that malicious. Obviously, you can still get called if it's unintended, but.
Just under 9 minutes left in the contest. Wolverines with a 1-point lead.
Obviously, with the common foul being called on Sotelo on that possession, if someone on Michigan does get charged with a flagrant foul, again, Sotelo will have to go out there to shoot free throws.
As the timeout continues here in East Lansing, and this crowd has been top level from the first minute up until now. Deafening here in East Lansing. Giving the Wolverines the toughest environment. But the Wolverines still with the lead here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and they're still at the monitor, still discussing this, so. If it's taking this long, I would just say it's a basketball play and play on. We get a call.
Agreed. If there was irrefutable evidence to say there was a flagrant, then most likely wouldn't take this long to decide.
It's like they're gonna play on. No call.
So just 3 days after the men's team, the Wolverines, that is, visited Breslin Center, defeated Michigan State. The women's team arrives in the Breslin Center, trying to find a similar result. Holloway at the baseline. She'll set things in motion. Referee hands the ball to Holloway. Holloway over to Sofakanik. Holloway again at the left wing. Holloway defended by Van Sluten. Rolls to her left. Over to Swords. Swords mishandles the ball, but she picks it back up. And she's fouled by Van Sluten.
Yeah,
Excuse me.
Shoemate right there gets a little too aggressive with Swords trying to recollect the ball right there. Gets called for a reach-in foul. It's not necessary with how late in the shot clock it was.
Holloway now, top of the key, defended by Jones. To the corner for Swords. Her 3 attempt is no good once again. And her shooting woes continue. Here's Jones in transition. Kick it to the left wing for Shoemate, and that hits every single part of the rim and comes out. Now here's Holloway in transition. At the free throw line, her jumper is good. 68-65, 3-point lead for the Wolverines. 8 minutes left in this contest. Shoemate inbound to Jones. Van Sluten now over to Shoemate at the right wing for Jalen Brown. Now at the logo is Jones. Van Sluten the screen. Right wing for Shoemate. Back with Jones. Inside to Van Sluten. Double team by Holloway and Sofakanik. Ball in her hands. Down low to Blair. Blair tries to put it up. Through contact, no foul, but 2 more for Kennedy Blair, 2 more for the Spartans, and it's a 1-point game here, 68-67. Here's Holloway. Hand off to Swords. Swords to Delphos at the left wing. Down the left lane, puts up the shot off the glass and in.
Yeah,
instant response, 70-67 Wolverines.
Yeah, back-to-back drives, both strong finishes from Blair and Delphos.
Blair again. Defended by Quarles Daniels. Down low to Van Sluten. Van Sluten drives baseline, drops it off for Brown, and she picks up the foul. Can't get her shot to go, but she'll shoot 2.
Yeah, and a day where she has been really productive from the offensive line. Finds her with a nice opportunity right there. Gets packed by Swords and nearly finishes a tough shot right there. Oh, they're going to say it's on the floor. They'll inbound it.
Yeah, maybe before the shot, so won't get the opportunity to shoot free throws. As Jones will exit. Sotelo back in the game. Van Sluten defended by Olsen and Dudley. Down low to Sotelo. She kicks it out, but she's fouled beforehand.
Yeah, foul on the floor. Shot after it went in. Got a little excited there, but Michigan still inbound it here.
Inbound to Van Sluten, defended by Dudley. Van Sluten makes a move, drops it off for Blair, and she can't get the layup to go. Quarles Daniels with the rebound. Over to Olsen. Olsen underneath the cup. Ball slips out of her hands. Good defense from the Spartans. Over to Sotelo now. Now it's Blair. Kick it to an open Shoemate, and that's what she does. 3 for 3 from beyond the arc from Shoemate. Makes it a tie game, 70 apiece here in East Lansing. Here's Holloway to respond for the Wolverines. Hands it off to Olsen, defended by Shoemate. Holloway at the right wing, defended by Brown. Quarles Daniels. Holloway with the left-hand layup, kiss off the glass and in. 72-70, 5 minutes, 50 seconds left in the contest. Top of the key for Blair, defended by Quarles Daniels. The screen from Sotelo. Now Sotelo with the ball in her hands at the left wing, drops it off for Van Sluten. Van Sluten rolls to the right, drops it down low, behind the back. Layup from Sotelo is good, 72 all. 5.5 minutes left. Here's Holloway at the Spartan logo, defended by Brown. Holloway finds, or tries to find Swords. It's intercepted, and here come the Spartans with Sotelo. Now it's Blair, drives down the left lane, double teamed by Dudley and Holloway. Tries to find Brown in the corner, and it's picked up by Olsen. Olsen kick it out to Swords, not the best pass, so she has to retreat and hand it off to Holloway. Holloway defended by Brown, squares her up. Holloway goes to her left. Now it's Swords. directing traffic, down low to Dudley. Rolls to her left underneath the basket, and that shot is good off the glass. 2-point lead again for the Wolverines, 74-72. Just about 4.5 left in the contest. Sotelo now drops it for Jalen Brown. Holloway defending. Sotelo with it now at the top of the key. Dribbles down the right lane, puts up the shot, and it's no good. Olsen with the rebound.
Strong rebound there for Olsen. Always the tie-up.
Quarles Daniels to Holloway. Holloway might have kicked it, but will play on. Swords goes to her left. And a foul called. We'll stay with the Wolverines.
Really really a great stretch right there. Both these teams playing their hearts out, making defensive plays after defensive plays on each other.
Couldn't ask for a closer, more intense contest in East Lansing. 74-72, 4 minutes left in the contest. Both teams seem to be scoring on every single possession.
Yeah, and Livia Olsen really this quarter didn't start off in this quarter, has been really quiet. I feel like if you're Michigan, you're going to look for her.
Olsen inbound to Swords. Holloway defended by Brown to the right wing for Swords. Swords drives down the right lane, kick out to Holloway, her right wing three, count it, 77-72, straight down the hatch from Holloway. It's been that kind of day for Mila Holloway, and the Wolverines with the 5-point lead. Here's Jalen Brown driving down the other way, her shot is tipped and the rebound is picked up by Olsen, and she's fouled by Jones.
Yeah, and a bit of a it's not really a foul you really want to give right here. Don't want Michigan to get in the bonus. I mean, Brown had a chance to make that. She's a little too strong on the layup, and Mila Holloway has stepped up all game. She has 24 points in a game where she has commanded some Michigan offense.
And it's given away to Sotelo, and she capitalizes with the layup. Here's Quarles Daniels now. Crosses midcourt. Olsen grabs the ball. Defended by Sotelo. Bounce to Dudley at the right elbow. Van Sluten in front of her. And the ball slips out of her hands. It's picked up by the Spartans. It's Sotelo under pressure from Olsen and Dudley. And Olsen pokes it out. And it's off a Spartan for a Wolverine ball. The East Lansing crowd far from happy with the call, but momentum swinging the way of the Wolverines.
Yeah, really, after the turnover by Dudley, gets the trap, and Olsen makes a really smart, great hustle play right there to get the ball off Sotelo, and Michigan retains possession.
Inbound to Quarles Daniels at the left wing. To Swords, left wing three, too strong. And it bounces out. It'll go to the Spartans, and it's been that kind of night for Silas Swords. Just can't capitalize on these open threes despite getting these good looks.
Yeah, 2 of 9 from 3, and she's usually the person that elevates herself in these big moments. Just can't get it there to go. Had the look she wanted.
Inbound to Jones. Jones at midcourt, defended by Olsen. Van Sluten now at the right elbow, defended by Dudley. Over to the right wing for Sotelo. Sotelo picks up her dribble and hands it off to Blair. Blair drives inside, kick out to Kennedy Blair. Blair will step through and put up the shot, but she's fouled.
No, they're going to call travel on Sotelo there. Too many steps on the drive, and Michigan's going to get another big stop.
And a costly turnover from the Spartans. Here's Swords now. Over to Quarles Daniels. Now it's Olsen with a bit of space, steps through and can't quite finish. And it's poked out.
Yeah, and
it'll go to the Spartans.
Olsen did everything there but finish. Had a great look at got a great drive to get to the hoop. Just a little wild on the layup.
Here come the Spartans. It's Jones, the right wing three, and she nails it. 77 apiece, 2 minutes to go. Here's Holloway now at the logo. Defended by Jones. Big bucket from Rashunda Jones. Here's Swords now to the right wing for Holloway. Heaves it back over to Swords at the left wing. She drives inside.
They're going to get a foul on Shoemate with the body but down low, so.
It looked like she picked up the contact, and Swords is fouled, so it'll stay with the Wolverines, but
she's going to head to the line.
Spartan faithful not too happy with the call, and maybe they have a case. Nevertheless, Swords at the line, dribbles it 4 times, puts up the shot down the hatch, in the lead with just under 2 minutes to go, 78-77. Here she goes again, Swords, 3 dribbles, puts up the shot, and she can't make the second. Here come the Spartans, it's Kennedy Blair. Quarles Daniels defending. Hand off to Jones. Holloway defends, Jones to the left of the Spartan logo. The screen from Van Sluten. And a foul called on Dudley.
Yeah, Dudley a little too aggressive out there, trying to keep Jones out near the half court, and picks up a body contact foul.
Jalen Brown inbound to Jones. Jones squares up Holloway. Jones drives to her left, kicks it out to Shoemate, her first miss of the day. She can't make the 3, and it's Holloway now, spins away from the challenges to Swords. Back to Holloway. Holloway, top of the key, defending traffic. Blair defends. Here's Swords now, defended by Shoemate. Inside to Quarles Daniels. Quarles Daniels over to Swords. Now it's, Olsen. Now it's Swords with the right wing 3, and she makes it 81-77. Just under a minute left here in East Lansing. Huge bucket from Silas Swords. Here's Blair now at the Spartan logo, defended by Quarles Daniels.
Barely
Daniels
avoided
hustling.
going half court over there.
Jones now steps through, and it's rejected, but illegally by Quarles Daniels. Jones will go to the line.
I mean, I just talked about Silas Swords tends in these close situations for Michigan. She tends to be the one that steps up. She steps up right there on a night where her jump shot has been very sporadic. 3 of 11 from the field from 3. She makes that one count. Michigan goes up by 4.
First shot up and good from Jones. Three-point game here. Chance to make it a 2-point game. And she does. 2 points separate the two sides, and we'll get a timeout here. But that's what a special player does on a night where she hasn't done what she has done in most of the season. Silas Swords draining the 3 when it matters most. It's 81-79 with 40 seconds to go.
Yeah, and Kim Barnes-Rayko is going to call a timeout right here. If you're Michigan, what are you going to look for on a potential offensive set right here? I mean, if you, again, game on the line right here, Michigan can put the game away right here with a basket.
Such a tight one at the Breslin Center here in East Lansing. Only 2 points separate the two sides. 40 seconds left.
And on this Michigan possession, again, your 2 best players tonight have been Mila Holloway and Lydia Olson. Do you look to give Silas Swords another opportunity after making a clutch shot, give her the chance to put this game away, or do you go to the two players that have worked all night tonight? A lot of options for Michigan on this next possession.
Holloway, what a night for her. 24 points. 10 for 14 from the field, 2 for 5 from the three-point line, 2 for 2 on free throws. Olsen, huge again, 17 points for her, 6 of 14 from the field, 3 for 6 from beyond the arc. Holloway to inbound. Into Olsen. Olsen to Holloway. Holloway at the Spartan logo, sizes up Sotelo, makes space to her left, kicks it out to Delphos. Delphos in the corner, hands it off to Quarles Daniels. Now it's Swords. Defended by Van Sluten. Bounce it to Holloway, 17 seconds left. Holloway puts up the shot, no good. And a timeout called for the Spartans. 9 seconds left. Spartans with possession. They can tie the game with a 2 or win it with a 3.
Yeah, and Holloway on the drive, just off on the shot, on the little bit of a runner. It's going to give Michigan State the chance to tie or win this game right here. Not 9.8 left in the shot. Michigan State rolls off the current lineup. Look out for Shoemate. She has drained threes all night, but again, within this last possession, if you're Michigan State, I want to see Kennedy Blair be aggressive right here. Either something going to the basket with her where she can drive, kick it out, and find someone for a 3, or just go to the hoop, maybe finish through contact and go and 1 to win the game.
One of the best three-point shooters in the Big Ten in terms of percentage, shooting 45% from beyond the arc, Emma Shoemate. And she's put that on display tonight. We'll see if they give the ball to her as the clock winds down. 10 seconds left here in East Lansing, 2-point game.
I mean, from start to finish, what an incredible game we've had so far here. And we might have some more based off what happens in the possession.
Here's Jones on the sideline. Inbound to Blair, 9 seconds left. Blair defended by Dudley, ties the game with 4 seconds left. And a timeout called. Absolutely clutch from the Spartans. Kennedy Blair, we're all tied at 81.
Yeah, and they drew it up what I exactly thought they should have. Kennedy Blair has been in command of this offense all night. Put it in her hands to win the game, and she right there has some contact, finishes through it, and Michigan lucky not to get charged with an and 1 right there. As Blair scores on Dudley, and we're tied up. 4.6 seconds left in this game. And Michigan has the chance to win it. These teams won't quit competing with each other.
4.6 seconds on the clock. They now change it to 5.1. It's a tie game at 81. Wolverines with possession. Spartans in the huddle as well as the Wolverines. We'll see what they draw up to try to steal this one away from the Spartans in East Lansing. It'll be a monumental win if they can get the job done.
Again, right here with Michigan, you got to worry about, okay, how you're going to inbound this. Whether if Michigan State puts a person on the ball, you're going to have a good chance of getting the ball up court. If they put someone under pressure, you're probably going to have to sell for a 3 in this situation. Actually, no, they advanced the ball. So Michigan 5.1 with a chance to win the game on the other side of the half court.
Swords on the sideline. Over to Dudley, and it's poked away. And the scramble on the ground. Sotelo will heave it up. Oh, and it'll rim out just barely. Inches away from an incredible winner from Sotelo. We'll go to overtime. What a sequence of events here in East Lansing.
Not a great job on there from the inbound by Michigan. Just a scrum. Try to get into Dudley, just fumbles the ball, can't get a shot off. Michigan State comes away with the scrum. Sotelo heaves it from half court. Hits everything but goes in, and we play on. Michigan State was nearly seconds away from a miraculous last-second shot to win the game.
That ball was halfway down before it rimmed out. Would have been one of the most incredible Big Ten plays of the season. But we'll play on here. Such an intense contest, going literally right to the wire here at the Breslin Center. Wolverines leading for a big chunk of the second half, but Spartans staying right there with them and tying the game with seconds to go.
Again, man, Michigan, there's nothing there on their inbound. Gave Michigan State chance nearly to put a heave up for a win. If we go to overtime here in East Lansing, this is a raucous crowd right now.
Just listen to this crowd. Absolutely deafening, and they haven't gotten any quieter since they were in minute 1. Couldn't ask for a better atmosphere if you're a Spartan. Both teams ready to exit their huddle as we begin the first period of overtime. 5 minutes to win the game for either side. Olsen in the tip-off. Against Sotelo. Excuse me, Van Sluten. Referee, ball in her hands. Ball goes up and Van Sluten wins the tip. Over to Jones now, sizes up Holloway. Jones rolls to her right, picks up her dribble, down low, good find for Van Sluten, and she'll lay it up and in. First points of overtime go to the Spartans. It's Holloway in transition now. Swords at the left wing. Hands it off to Quarles Daniels at the left elbow. Now it's Holloway, rolls down the right lane, and she ties it at 83 apiece. The soft touch off the glass from Holloway.
Yeah, and off these ball screens, she's been incredible getting down the lane this entire game. Michigan State really has not had an answer for her.
Blair, ball in her hands. Quarles Daniels defending. Now it's Dudley defended. Double team pays dividends for the Wolverines, and they've got an opening now, 2 against 1. The Euro from Olsen, and she lays it up and in.
They're going to give her a foul.
She fouled. Incredible play from Olivia Olsen. She'll get a chance to make it 3 here at the line.
Yeah, and on that defensive possession, high pressure forces a bad pass from Blair.
Olsen, free throws up and good.
Ball just deflects right out to Olsen, who gets a run out opportunity and finishes through contact and gets the and one.
86-83 in favor of the Wolverines. The double team full court press. Spartans able to play out of it.
Which nearly gave up a 10-second call for the third time in the game there.
Blair hands it off to Brown, defended by Holloway. Handed off to Shoemate. It's Blair again. 3 seconds to shoot. She'll put it up. Sotelo off the glass and out. Rebound Dudley. Swords at the left wing. Defended by Kennedy Blair. Daniels to her left. Quarles Daniels, ball in her hands. Faces the basket, hands it off to Olsen. Her three-point attempt. Splash through the down the hatch. Olsen is good from 3, 89-83.
Yeah, and Olsen stepping up in overtime. 6 points for Michigan thus far. Just steps up and makes a massive jumper set up well by a screen.
6 points in the lead for the Wolverines. Blair now off to Sotelo, into Van Sluten. Her shot goes up, and she's fouled.
And Van Sloten, who was pretty much a non-factor for a good portion that's late that second half, finally in overtime looks to get aggressive. She got a nice look in the first possession of overtime, gets the finish inside right there. Can't quite get the finish, but gets fouled, and she'll head to the line.
Referee hands the ball off to Van Sloten. One bounce before taking the shot, and that's in and out. No good. The lead will stay at 6. Just under 3 minutes left in the first period of overtime. Second shot, 0 for 2. Here's Olsen with the rebound. Over to Holloway. Holloway sizes up Brown. It's Swords now defending traffic. Swords over to Corals Daniels. Dudley to her left. Over to Olsen. Olsen at the right wing. Hand off to Swords. Back to Olsen. Olsen at the left wing. Down low to Swords. Her left hand lays off the glass and in. 91-83, and the Wolverines are widening their lead. Here come the Spartans, though. It's Jalen Brown. Kick out to Shoemate. Now it's Blair in the right corner, defended by Olsen. She drives inside, puts up the left-hand shot, and it's no good, but she's fouled. She'll shoot 2.
Yeah, and that previous possession, I mean, Olsen really, for that possession, really wanted to look to get her own shot going, but Swords post up in the post, opens her up for a catch, and able to spin off and make a nice layup to give Michigan an 8-point lead, their largest lead of the game here in overtime.
Blair, first shot, up and good. Referee hands it back to Blair. Blair, one dribble, bends the knees, puts up the shot, and she makes the second. 2 for 2 for Blair on those tries. Corals Daniels to inbound now for the Wolverines. It's a 6-point lead with 2 minutes to go. Olsen to Holloway in the back court. Swords at the right wing. Directing traffic. Bounce to Corals Daniels at the left elbow. Hand off to Holloway, almost mishandled. She'll make a move down the right lane and find a cutting Swords, and she tries to finish through contact, and
they're going to get
offensive foul on Swords. She barged into Jones. Jones had her feet set, and it'll stay with the Spartans.
Yeah, Jones has been everywhere on the floor tonight for Michigan State. She's positioned herself a lot and forced a lot of these charges. She's just been a very good defender, and Olsen's out for the game. That's her 5th. Big loss for Michigan if this game somehow continues. But
in crunch time, if the Spartans shrink that lead, as we know they're capable of doing, Olsen is someone you want to have on the floor, and they won't for the remainder of this contest.
Just a tough way for Olsen to get out in the game right there. Trying to take control of this game, put the game away, and picks up her for a disqualifying foul.
Blair, ball in her hands, defended by Delfoss, and
yeah, Michigan State's going to have to inbound this. They're going to have 3 seconds to get it up to half court. Like they're going to look at this potentially, see if it was off of Brown there. So they're going to get a stoppage here. 6 minutes, 134 left. Michigan has a 6-point lead, but we've seen Michigan State battle back from every deficit they've had this game. I mean, this game, if you really look at it, it's been Michigan getting out in front a little bit, and then Michigan State responding right back. It's gone neck and neck the entire way through. Does Michigan State have another rally left within them for this next 134?
94 seconds to cut the 6-point lead. 21 points for Jalen Brown. 21 points for Kennedy Blair. They've been the stars for the Spartans in this contest.
Yeah, with Olivia Olsen out for the game, I feel Michigan, Silas Swords has finally reestablished herself after, again, having some offensive struggles for a good portion of this game. She's up to 15 points. Mia Holloway on the ball these ball screen actions has been terrific. If you can stop Michigan State here, there's a good chance you can pull away with this game. Michigan State scores right here no matter what. It's going to be a difficult. You're going to have to step up on this next possession and score.
So they're reviewing who this ball went out last on. It's tough to tell. Both Brown and Holloway challenged for it. It looks like to me that it was off the hands of Brown last.
Yeah, this call can really go either way. If we have another camera angle, we could really tell, but
really tough to tell.
They're going to say call stands. So Michigan's out with their challenge. KBA called her challenge right there. So 1:34 left. We're going to play on.
Brown to inbound from the sideline. Into Jones. Defended by Holloway. Hand off to Shoemate. Brown again, defended by Delphos. And it's thrown straight to Silas Swords. Now here come the Wolverines in transition. It's Quarles Daniels. She'll slow things down for the time being and bounce it to Mila Holloway.
Yeah,
Holloway.
Really smart decision to slow it down right there.
Swords into Quarles Daniels. 10 to shoot. Over to Delphos. Delphos spins around. Swords left wing three. No good, and wouldn't have counted, I think.
Yeah, they're going to get a push on the floor. Michigan's going to shoot. I believe Delphos got fouled while setting the screen, so now it's going to be Daniels.
Daniels can't connect on the first one, off back iron.
Yeah, and again, this problem, free throws we've talked about with Michigan, first one missed right there with a chance to put the game away.
Daniels' second try, nothing but net. 1 for 2 for Quarles Daniels, 92-85. 57 seconds left. 25 on the shot clock for the Spartans. It's Kennedy Blair defended by Quarles Daniels. Van Sluten inside. Kennedy Blair will keep it. Quarles Daniels defending. Now it's Van Sluten. She'll try to bank it, and it's no good. A foul on the floor.
It's going to be, yeah, a foul on the floor. It looks like Michigan State will get some free throw shots right there on a loose ball foul. But with Michigan State, I feel like in that possession, you got to be more urgent. You just burned 22 seconds left of the clock. Every second for you down is valuable when you're down by 7.
Sotelo at the line, first shot up and good. Six-point lead now for the Wolverines. Referee hands the ball to Sotelo. Dribbles it. Puts up the shot.
And if you're Michigan State, you're going to have to look the foul right now.
Daniels inbound to Swords. Swords to Daniels, and they will commit the foul. Jones on Daniels. Quarles Daniels will go to the line.
Yeah, and the game comes down for Michigan to free throws. Can they convert them? Not been shooting them in a great clip so far this game. Quarles Daniels, who just split a pair, is going to come up, looking to extend this lead for Michigan.
60% this season from the line is Quarles Daniels, and she can't capitalize on the first. Daniels' second try. 1 for 2 on the first round and 1 for 2 on this one as well. 93-87, 35 to go. And we'll get a Michigan State timeout.
And yeah, an important thing to look so far in this game. Daniels, Swords, and Dudley all with 4 fouls. They're close to being disqualified. Michigan State sent Rashonda Jones and Sotelo both with 4 fouls. Again, we've already seen Olivia Olson exit the game with Witt being disqualified for having 5 fouls. And we're going to expect a lot of Michigan State to look to foul after every possession in this game.
And it looks like the Wolverines might have run away with this one, although anything can happen in Big Ten basketball, especially with what we've seen in this contest. Intensity at the highest level possible today. Two of the strongest teams in the Big Ten Conference battling it out right to the wire as this ball is inbounded to Jones. Now it's Blair. Blair will heave up this shot, and that's an air ball, but it's caught by Blair, excuse me. And a tumble there on the ground will be a Michigan foul.
Van Sluten's going to head to the line. Michigan State with only 1 made field goal in overtime.
That was Woodard who took on the 3 that airballed, and it was caught by Blair. 33 and 35. Hard to tell apart. Van Sluten, her first shot is no good.
Yeah, and 0-3 from the free throw line from Van Sluten. She has struggled so far from the charity stripe so far in this game.
And she sinks the second one. 93-88. Expect them to foul again as Swords picks up the ball. Swords under pressure from 2. And a foul.
Michigan's gonna use a timeout.
Timeout. Swords calls a timeout, 17 seconds left. 5-point lead for the visitors.
And yeah, Michigan State, again, in this overtime period, they've only had 1 field goal, and that was on the first possession from Van Sluten. Michigan has done a great job defending here. They have fouled, give Michigan State some chances at the charity stripe, but they have responded for the most part this overtime period offensively, especially with the momentum shift that happened at the end in that first half, where Michigan State was able to put together a way to come back and win the game, nearly win the game.
As we return to action, Wolverines in possession. KBA directing her team. Dudley to inbound. Bounce to Corals Daniels. Corals Daniels escapes Jalen Brown. Daniels with the ball over to Del Foss, and she's fouled by Brown.
Great job there by Corals Daniels to avoid the foul and burn off a couple more seconds. 11 seconds left on the clock. Del Foss was able here to stretch the lead for Michigan.
Del Foss at the stripe. Rims out. No good for the first try. Del Foss, second try, bounces it twice, bends the knees, puts up the second shot, and it's up and good. 94-88, 11 seconds left.
And that's going to be the last timeout called by Michigan State right there.
If you're Robin Freilich, what's the message right now?
I mean, you need to get a quick one right here. It doesn't have to be a 3, but if you can get something quick going to the rim, if they're going to give you that, you take it. If it's something's not there, I feel like you have to kick it out for a 3, and again, if you miss that, the game's over.
11 seconds left. This game is given everything you could possibly ask for. As first period stoppage time, overtime dwindles here. Brown to inbound. 9 seconds left. Jalen Brown, 3, Attempt from the corner is no good. Now it's Van Sluten. Rebound, no good. 2 seconds left. Sotelo hit the deck, and a Michigan foul.
Yeah, and Mila Hallway's going to foul out here. 1.7 seconds left on the clock. The Maize and the Blue faithful who made the trip over to East Lansing here getting loud.
East Lansing crowd silenced here. The traveling support for the Maize and Blue. You can hear him as that first shot from Sotelo was good. As several of the Spartan faithful leave the stadium. Second shot, no good. Rebound from Sotelo is, and that'll do it.
They're going to say that the game's over right there on the last shot.
94-91, the Wolverines survive in the tightest possible contest. What an incredible game in East Lansing. The Wolverines survive, and what a result. What a game.
Yeah, and Michigan with this, they're going to move to 10-1 in conference play, 19-3 on the season. Michigan State, third loss in the season. They moved down to 19-3, 8-3 Big Ten play. And again, this game was everything we asked for. This was the biggest matchup between these two teams in this rivalry's history, and it lived up to every single expectation that this game had. I mean, this game had some crazy moments, especially at the end of the halves. Michigan State, just akin to Gordon Hayward against Duke, just the shot just rims out, and Michigan will survives out. They win in overtime, and they're going to head out of the Breslin Center with their second straight win on the road against Michigan State in this rivalry.
So that loss on New Year's Day remains their only loss in Big Ten play. The Wolverines flying this season, and Olsen and Holloway, absolutely massive performances from them. Holloway with 26 on the day, 11 for 16 from the field, 23 for Olsen, 8 for 16 from the field. And Swords, who didn't start off extremely well for the Wolverines, she'll finish with 15, which, with how the game started for her, is not the worst result.
Yeah, and on Michigan State's end, Kennedy Blair and Jalen Brown will both finish with 21 points. Brown was utilized a lot early in that game, where she really kept Michigan State in it early on, making being explosive offense. Blair throughout the entire game got her chances. She played very well over the course of the game. Sotelo, who played a little quiet earlier in the game, really stepped up in overtime the second half. She finished with 15 points. And overall, again, Michigan, 52% from the free throw line. They made this game a lot more harder than it had to be for themselves, and they come away still with a win, mainly due to how they performed from the three-point line. Nine made threes really was the difference in this game.
And I know as a Spartan, it's hard to come away after this contest with positive takeaways, but scored 91 on one of the best teams in the country, a team that has a second best Big Ten scoring margin in conference with 27.6. But if you're Robin Freilich, what do you think are the most positive takeaways after this one?
I mean, your team battled the entire way. Yeah, you fell short, but your team battled every single time they responded. This loss is gonna stay with you. It's always tough to lose rivalry games, especially in this fashion. But this is not a loss to really hang your head on if you're Michigan State and Robert Freilich.
And with that, we thank you so much for joining us here on WCBN. Wolverines overcoming the Spartans 94-91. I'm Aydin Abdollahi. Alongside me was Charlie Mitchell. We hope you have a great rest of your Sunday. Goodbye and go blue.
I can't